We are Cactus Wrestling. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos.
Cactus Wrestling is now available on Spotify and Amazon. And don't forget to check us out on Etsy for all of your Cactus Wrestling apparel needs. All right, we're back. Mike is back.
Woo!
174-pound bracket breakdown. Jack and Mike here. Mike M is playing volleyball. So you got us two, but it's not going to be some of the nonsense us two with a tiebreaker because Mike sent us his bracket. So we do still have a best two out of three. So we'll just try not to let his bracket choices influence us. So if there is a tie, then we'll look at Mike M's bracket. I know you guys are really loving. Did you end up watching the 57?
I watched a few of them at work and I was reading some of the comments. And I love that you guys would be like, well, Mike Long would probably say this. Um, and I'm like, yep, I would. You guys are like, oh, he picks the higher seed. He disrespects the small school. So I was like, first off, that's not what I do. I just pick the better wrestlers. And it just happens to be oftentimes the better seed.
It's all with love.
It's all with love. And I was like, you guys were funny. We was like, oh, he's eating dinner. It's an important meal.
It
Yeah,
is.
I was at a coach's dinner. I can't like, dude, they had me out from like 6:30 in the morning coaching till like 1:30 at night, like 1:30 in the morning. And I'm like, doesn't anybody here want to sleep? And they're like, no, we're gonna do the same thing tomorrow. Let's go.
This was for youth
Yeah.
wrestling.
Yeah. Like long and short, like you know, it's all the youth coaches, the referees, and like the tournament directors stay at the same hotel. And so it's schmoozing, whining and dining. Hey, what can we be doing better? Hey, you guys have a great program. Like, what's your secret? Oh, you guys are an up and coming freestyle team. Like, we'd love to get some information from you guys. Oh, you guys,
Networking.
what's up?
Networking.
Yeah, exactly. And then like just talking with the tournament director, who's a big fan of our program, and he's a great guy. There's some things I don't love about the tournament. I found out this year that high schoolers can wrestle in it.
Yeah, that's just weird.
Like there's a guy there with that was a varsity wrestler as a freshman in high school that went down to win the youth New England title and won. And they're celebrating it. It's like, dude, he's a varsity wrestler. Do you have no shame?
What grade are you in, sir?
Yeah, like I was talking to one of the guys outside. He's like, yeah, no, my kid's cutting some weight. I was like, oh, well, that's not ideal, especially at like the middle school level. But I guess whatever happens is gonna happen. He's like, yeah, he wrestled 165 for varsity this year. He's going down to 154, and I was like, I'm sorry, what grade is he in? He goes, oh, he just he finished his freshman season, had a really good year. He had won some matches at Lowell, and was an all conference wrestler. And I go, and he's gonna wrestle sixth graders tomorrow, just so we're on the same page at 154 that he's cutting down to. Okay, and he's like,
Gotta
yeah,
get that
I'm so proud
that
of.
ego boost.
And then they'll be like, yeah, so proud of my kid, and I was like, kid.
He's got his driver's license soon.
Yeah, I was like, he's driving here, dude.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's just a good time. But very very proud of my guys, and shout out to Coach Blair Tugman, Team Tugman. They had an incredible tournament. Uh, and if you're a New England guy or a Connecticut guy especially, this is the premier club of Connecticut, and it's bar none. He um he was Will Henkel's. He still is Will and Sarah Henkel's offseason coach. Callie Gilchrist's offseason coach. Nate Taylor's offseason coach. I mean, he is. They had the most champs out of any division. They just know how to win, and he just makes great young men and great young women. Like, couldn't speak highly enough of Coach Blair. So if he's watching, that's awesome. If not, my opinion doesn't change.
yeah. I went to a few Tugman practices back in the day. But
Back in the
anyway,
day,
we digress. Let's get into the bracket. So we are going Jack McGill of Columbia versus Branson John of Maryland.
I'm going McGill. I got one of my wrestlers committed to wrestle there, so I got to go with Columbia.
Yeah, I'll
And
go. I'll go Columbia too. Who's committing to Columbia?
Mark is going to wrestle there next season.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, good for him.
yeah. I'm super proud of him. He's one of we have I think we have like 4 or 5 guys out of our senior class that are wrestling in college next year.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really really solid year. I'm very proud of these guys. You love to see them. It's I could go on about it another time, but just proud of
Okay, Keegan O'Toole versus Jack McGill.
Keegan. What did Mike have though?
That's the question. No, he had
Yeah.
Keegan. I have Keegan. Lorenzo Norman is a sneaky
I was gonna
16.
say, yeah, I got Lorenzo going. I mean, not gonna beat Keegan, but he's gonna make a backside run. I think he's gonna have some good wins.
I agree with that. But that's still a really
Yeah,
tough
yeah,
early round
really
match.
incredibly tough Thursday night match.
Yeah. Okay, so Carson Hartcliffe versus Lennox Wallach, returning All-American Wallach.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like, this is actually on paper another really, really tough match. Um,
Yeah, but Wallach's had a tough year.
well, that's what I said. I was like, I'm gonna go to Hartzler. He's looked
Yeah.
great. He was competitive with Levi during the duel. Um, I still don't think he's fully the wrestler he was expected to be out of high school, but that happens, you know.
Dalton Harkins of Army and Lenny Pinto.
Pinto, he's been handling 174 a lot better than I expected. I thought, we talked about it in the preseason. The cut to this would be immense for him, but he seems to be handling it pretty well, honestly.
Yes, this could be a matchup here. I think Pinto. I'm pulling for him. He's exciting to watch.
Yeah.
He could be his first All-American this year.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Simon Ruiz nabs the 5 seed, which is interesting because Casella won the EIB. Oh, never mind. I'm so used to Ivy League still in
Yep.
EIWA.
Yeah, right.
Okay, Simon Ruiz versus Clayton Whiting.
Simon Ruiz.
Yeah, he beat Casella earlier in the year, and I think Whiting was at Missouri last year, right? Something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think he was. Okay, Josh Agunsanya of UNC versus Miles Takats of Bucknell. I think I'm gonna go Agunsanya.
I was gonna say like, I don't. It's not that I don't love the Bucknell program. I just think like they're doing some good stuff at UNC, especially with the new coach that they have down there, Rob Cole.
So is this an example of choosing the school over the lesser known program?
Hey, this is a guy that's a lower seed this time.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, okay. I can't win is what it comes down to. No matter what, I'm gonna be faulted.
We all have our faults. Someone finally commented that they thought I had the best bracket. So now we have one comment saying you have the best one that Mike M, and then one now with
There's
me for the
actually
fantasy
there's
lineup.
actually two comments for me because I also said I had the best one.
Oh, well, yeah, there you go.
So there we go. I'm winning.
And if I comment that you have the best one, then it'll be a third.
Yeah.
So who are you going with here?
Give me Agansanya.
Yeah. Upset.
Yeah, there's got to be some. This is
Okay.
this is another great match right here.
Yeah, Dan Bronicle, the 20 seed. I know he's got t 9 losses, but remember how he wrestled Keegan earlier in the year
Yeah,
versus Cade Devos,
I'm still gonna
who's
go with
13.
Devos.
He was the 2 seed last year.
Yeah, I'm still gonna go with Devos.
Yeah, I am too. I'm curious what Mike said. No surprise. He has Bronicle. He's Bron he has Bronicle going to the quarters.
Of course.
Okay, Tyler Brennan of Little Rock versus Garrett Thompson.
Is Tyler
So
Brennan even
this is the
in?
thing
I
is
was like, do we know that yet?
I saw. Did you send that funny meme where
Where
they're
they
like,
just added the thing?
we explain it.
They added part of the bracket. Is that the one you're
No,
talking
I
about?
didn't see that.
Oh, they have the bracket and then like written in crayon is like another like rat tail before it
Oh
where they like put in
no, I
um
saw something like NCAA committee uh trying to decide what to do with Tyler Brennan, and everyone's just like, we actually don't know.
they have no idea. I mean, this whole what was funny is I was hearing and I didn't follow it. I was had such a busy weekend coaching. Supposedly, there's other guys that are now going to be potentially ineligible, like Tyler Brennan.
From this year?
Yes,
What
I'd
a
have to look it up, but
disaster.
like I again, like I wasn't following this weekend. I just came across it in scrolling where I was like, oh, no kidding. Um, I didn't
Because
look at
the
any
thing is,
names.
if they allow them to wrestle, then all these other guys are going to come from the woodwork and
Yeah,
enroll in school and be like, well, you let them wrestle, and now I get an extra year.
one more year of Mark Hall and Vincenzo Joseph.
The whole thing is so stupid to begin with.
Well, that it was the NCAA's knee-jerk reaction to COVID, and then like, oh, well, this, we overshot it. It's the same thing they did with NIL. You're like, well, we went too far one way, and now we went too far the other.
it didn't affect like 90%. It affected the people who were seniors who got their last season robbed from them. They should have been granted a waiver, not give everyone else, including the people who redshirted, who
Yeah.
didn't compete anyway. That doesn't make any sense.
But that's like there's guys where I'm like we're still seeing fallout where it's like, oh yeah, he's a COVID year kid. And I was like, how many years has this been going on?
Anyway, I'm picking Garrett Thompson here
Yeah.
just because I don't know what's going on with Brennan. Okay, Hamiti versus Turley. Turley's a
I
tough 30 seed.
I was I picked Turley.
No, you didn't.
I
Get the
got
hell
Hamity.
out. Get out of here. Okay, Maddie Singleton versus Jared Sema.
I went with SEMA. I don't
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Sema too.
I just NC State has really not impressed me this year, and it's tough because I feel like they're coached well, they work hard, like they just can't seem to put it together though. I don't know what it is.
Mike also has Jared Sema over Maddie Singleton.
I got Pat
Okay.
Kennedy.
Yep.
I get
Although Eamon is very high on I Contrara.
who is Eamon?
Yeah.
Eamon knows. Pat
A-
Kennedy is a guy that I always feel like will just never get the respect he really deserves. Like he's just been such an everyman for Iowa, and they just keep pushing him aside.
Sad. Okay. Brevin Casella, Binghamton. Shout out Binghamton. Six seed. Highest seeded Binghamton wrestler since I want to say Lou Dupre, probably a few years ago. I think he was probably top four seed.
Nick Kwiatkowski.
Um, I think Brevin can win this first one.
I agree with that, but I was gonna pick Josiah Queen just to be funny.
How dare you?
Who did Mike pick?
He picked Casella.
Yeah, of course he did.
Okay, Danny Wask
I
versus
got Wasp.
Brady Bauman. Yep.
Wasp was one of the guys I followed in high school. He was wrestling for Blair. Um, solid wrestler.
Another tough low seed, MJ Gaitan of Iowa
Yeah,
State versus
a
Alex
lot of
Kramer, Central
landmines in this
Michigan.
bracket.
I think I might go Gaitan here.
I did go Gaitan. I
Yeah.
like I like Iowa State. I like Dresser. Um, I just I think that they do a good job preparing their guys. MJ Gaitan has been a good wrestler in the past. I'm surprised he's a 23 seed despite not having a great season.
Luca Augustine of Pitt versus Gavin Sachs of Oklahoma. I remember Sachs had a close match with Dean Hamity earlier in the year. Forget exactly what the score was, but it was a decision.
I went with Sachs.
Um, I think I'm still gonna go Augustine,
Yeah,
and Mike chose Augustine, so there you
there
go.
you go. There it is.
Luca
First overruled.
Augustine. Augustine. Okay, and then Levi versus Avery Bassett.
Bo Bassett's cousin?
Is
Uh,
it?
no. I mean, it could be. I don't think so. I would say very much unlikely. Levi, yeah, you already knew before.
Yeah. Yeah. And for those wondering at home, Mike did have Levi Haynes.
Wow,
I know.
that's
Okay, could
crazy.
we potentially see the upset of the year, Lorenzo Norman over Keegan O'Toole?
No,
I agree.
Keegan's so solid, dude. It's so tough to score on him. It's so tough to beat him. I mean, how do you beat a guy like Keegan? You got to be David Carr.
Well, that's yeah, you gotta be David Carr. And that's the thing. Like you can score on him, but it doesn't matter because he'll just find a way.
Well, he was down 4-0 going into the third with Hamity, and then he just ties it up and then wins in overtime. Like
Yeah.
scored seven unanswered points.
Yeah. In less than 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, this is rematch. Carson Harkless versus Lenny Pinto. Pinto bested him at Big Tens, but it was a close match.
Second day weigh-in. I'm gonna go with Harkla.
Ooh, I just think with Harkless injury history and just
That's fair. That's fair.
he's just like he just can't put all the pieces together. So I'm gonna go Pinto here.
With Mike
And
Evans.
Mike has Pinto as well. So
Yeah.
Pinto for
I
me.
like I said, it's totally fair. It's just for as big as Pinto is, Harkla also looks massive at 74.
Harkless huge. I
That's
remember
what I
him
mean.
tossing around Levi Haynes.
That's what I mean. Like I think that this will be very interesting, especially with them having to make weight again. Maybe Harkla learned. I don't know. I could see Pinto winning. I could see Harkla winning. I don't really have anyone that I'm willing to bet the house on in that match. But
Simon Ruiz is Josh Agansanya. Funny
Simon
because
Reed.
both of these guys were in the EIWA a few. Oh wait, Agansanya used to be at Columbia. I don't know if this is his first year at UNC. I forgot. Maybe he was there last year too. But
Ruiz.
yeah, I'll go Ruiz. And Mike had Ruiz. K. Devos versus Garrett Thompson.
I want to go with Thompson, but I'm probably going to go Devos.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna disrespect Ohio here. Go K. Devos. He wrestled in the All-Star Classic
He did,
early in
and
the year.
and it was honestly like pretty close with Levi until the end.
Yeah. I don't know if he's battling illness or sickness, but 7 losses because he was the 2 seed last year.
Yeah.
So not one to sleep on. Mike has Dan Bronigal beating Garrett Thompson. See, he is. Oh my God! I just looked ahead. He is Bronigal in the
In the semis.
semis. Oh my gosh! What a maniac!
Yeah, it's a good thing he's not on today. He'd be going berserk.
I mean, I was trying to hold my own the last few, but whew,
Yeah, I've been watching some of them, and I'm
yeah.
like, man, like I'm watching him from work, and I was like, man, Mike is just wilding with these picks today.
Um,
All Cactus credibility out the window.
yeah. I said that. I said that.
Yeah, he's like,
Okay. Dean Hamity, Jared Sema.
Hamity.
Yeah.
I feel pretty confident about the top four that I have for the semis.
Okay. How about Kennedy versus Casella?
I went with Kennedy.
Hmm. Yeah. See, I'm pulling for Casella.
Yeah, well, it's tough because I do like Kennedy a lot. I mean,
Casella might. I mean, he might because he's very lengthy and he
yeah,
does do kind of like a double leg and he rides legs and he's tough on top. So I think I'm gonna pick Casella here, but it doesn't matter because Mike picked Kennedy. So,
yeah, that's disrespectful for Mike.
well, I mean, Pat Kennedy's on my fantasy lineup. So,
No, you got points then either way.
yeah, Danny Was versus MJ Gaitan.
I went with Wask.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I was high on him last season. He was
Yeah,
a guy that I'm like, like I said, I followed his high school career, and I was like, this guy's gonna do well. Levi.
yep. Leave it. Too solid. Okay, Keegan versus Lenny Pinto. That could be a fun matchup.
It'll be an interesting clash of styles.
Yeah, two very
Yeah,
unique styles.
I'm gonna still
That's
go
for
with
sure.
Lenny. I mean, Keegan. Sorry, that was
Someone in the comments is gonna pause immediately after that and just be
and the right
like,
to comments.
I'm done with Cactus Wrestling.
Leave this friggin' moron picked Lenny Pinto over Keegan O'Toole. And be
I
like,
have more realistic picks. Like this is our show, sir.
yeah.
Okay, Ked Devos versus Simon Ruiz. Tough
I'm gonna
one.
go. I'm going Ruiz.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with that.
Mike has Ruiz or
No, Mike has Dan
Bronigal. That's right. Yeah, he's got Bronigal probably to the finals.
We'd be in a pickle if I picked Devos there. So yeah, we'll pick Ruiz. Okay, Dean Hamity versus Kennedy. I think Hamity picks
Kennedy.
him apart.
Yeah, like I said, I was pretty confident about the semis matchups.
Yeah. And Levi.
Yeah,
And Mike has Levi versus Hamity.
I know who he picks.
Okay. Well, we'll get there in a second. Keegan versus Simon Ruiz.
Egan.
Keegan, yes. Mike has Keegan over Bronigal. Whoa, I'm shocked because he was so high that Bronigal was able to take Keegan down in their last matchup, and now he's picking Keegan.
It's gonna be a tight one. It's gonna be an overtime.
Yeah. Dean Hamity versus Levi Haynes. Now I'm interested to see your thoughts on this.
I'm going Levi. Like I said, I think he's a great wrestler. Obviously, I think Hamity's a great wrestler. Obviously, I'm so excited. Like this is probably one of the most excited semis I've been in a while. Um,
Plus,
Levi.
especially if it'd be their first time wrestling.
Yeah, but and so Levi, here's the backstory. Levi Haynes is the David Taylor protege. He was the M2, the face of M2. His freshman year, David Taylor's, there's the close up on him watching Levi. 2 years later, Hamity. who's got the style of David Taylor, now training with David Taylor, up a weight from 165 where he was cutting too much, has looked really good, has been in the same overtime situation with Keegan that Levi found himself in. Um, and it's two guys, it's a coach from the Penn State style of coaching where they're breaking down all the film, they're preparing well. David Taylor is no slouch when it comes to getting guys ready for matches. Um, Levi obviously coached with an incredible staff. Both have great practice partners. I'm gonna go with the bias. And Penn State does well a bit at nationals. They do it year after year. They win the matches that people say it's a coin flip, and Penn State usually comes out on top of those. And so I'm gonna go with that.
Are you nervous that it's their first time matching up?
I actually think that favors Levi better.
Really?
I do. I think that he's got a unique style, and Hamiti has wrestled with Mitchell. And not that that's, oh my gosh, like it's the same person, but Mitch can be like, hey, like I've wrestled him. Let's work on it. I've literally had my hands on him. Dean doesn't have that with a practice partner. He has David Taylor that could say, hey, Levi likes to do this, which is a huge advantage.
I think
Um,
that's more of an advantage than Mitch coaching Levi to beat Hamity.
Potentially, yeah, I agree. It's definitely, potentially more of an advantage. But that's why I'm not worried like about it being a first time or second time meetup. I think Levi does very well wrestling guys anytime. We saw when he wrestled in freestyle against Keegan, it benefited him more, I think.
Well,
Like
we've
Keegan
we've
learned,
talked about
no, no, but
this.
I think Keegan was able to learn more from that match and make the adjustments that Levi wasn't able to make.
Oh, Keegan was.
Yeah, like I said, I think that if they wrestled the first time at that duel, sorry, I'm trying to sit weird. I think that if they wrestled the first time at that duel, it would might have benefited Levi more. But I think
Hmm.
Keegan has been known and spoken about by Ben Askren. He is the ultimate student of the sport.
Who? Levi?
Keegan.
Oh, Keegan.
And I think that he studied, what did I do wrong against Levi Haynes the first time in the freestyle match? What can I make adjustments for in folk style? I think Levi does a great job beating guys the first time and then making adjustments as needed. But, we saw that when he wrestled against, when he was a freshman against Brock Hardy?
Austin O'Connor?
No, who they wrestled in the Big Tens?
Levi?
Yeah.
157?
Was it? I thought he was 49 as a freshman.
Levi was 157.
Who'd he beat that you guys were like, it'll never happen again? And then he beat him again in the semis. You remember, right? It
Was um
was a Big Ten opponent. I want to say it was somebody from.
comments, help us out.
I'm gonna look it up. That's it.
Okay, well, so you have Levi winning this
Yes.
matchup.
Neither of you guys do.
Mike has Hamity, so it is up to me.
Yeah, and you don't have him either.
Um, see, this is where I'm conflicted because I do want to acknowledge that Penn State does seem to find a way to win, and I think Hamity will get an early lead, but Levi's tough. I'm going to be rooting for Hamity, but I am going to say Levi wins.
Jared Franick. Was that it? No, it wasn't. Who did he wrestle?
Well, Franek was from Iowa.
I know, and that's why I was like, it wasn't that. Um, oh my gosh, I need to figure this out. I'm sorry. Like, it'll come to me later. That's what kills me.
Just type in 2024
2020,
Big Tens.
2023, it was Big Tens.
Oh.
He
Oh,
took
you're talking about 2 years ago?
Peyton Robb.
Oh, Peyton Robb,
I was like,
Nebraska.
I guess like he's bald. I was like, I can picture him.
Mm.
I was like, Red School bald. That's what made me think Brock Hardy. I was like, Nebraska. It's
Yeah.
Nebraska somewhere.
So, are you more looking forward to Keegan Hamiti rematch
No.
or Keegan Levi rematch?
Keegan Levi, I guess, because I'm a Penn State fan.
Mm.
And that guarantees a finalist.
All right. Well, here's the matchup: Keegan O'Toole versus Levi Haynes,
What do I think happens? I think it's the same match. I think they don't let it fly at all. I think it's the same low scoring match that someone sneaks a win in overtime.
and that person is.
I'm gonna go Levi Haynes. How could I not?
Oh my God.
I look, if you're listening and you've listened before, this is not a surprise to anybody. I don't think anyone's gonna be like, "What? Mike, who loves and
I
picks."
thought you were picking Hamiti for a while. I thought you'd switched.
No, I never switched. I was always high on Levi. I've been on Levi the whole year.
Wow. Well, I'm choosing Keegan.
Yeah,
Mike
I think
has Hamiti wins. So
of
we're at a
course.
standstill. We're at a
Let's
standstill.
call Eamon right now.
Um, so I don't know what to do here. I'm just gonna put,
Flip a coin. Wait here. How about this?
well, I think because Mike had Haynes losing, I don't know what Mike does. Yeah, flip a coin. Why not?
All right. So do you want heads or tails for Levi or who?
Heads can be the one seed, Keegan.
All right, ready? Siri, flip a coin.
Anticipation is killing me.
All right. I don't know if it heard me. Let me try again. Hey Siri, flip a coin.
Come on, Siri.
I don't know how to use a phone, so that's part of the.
We
Then you
could
know
do,
what?
we
My
could do,
wife. All right, I'm just gonna Google. I'm gonna say flip
we,
a coin.
we could just do the odds or evens. I hold up a number, but flip a coin.
All right, ready?
I can't see that.
It was tails.
Oh my God.
I hear
What are
you.
we, Christian Piles here on this channel? Come on, this is embarrassing.
Hey, Levi. Hey, can you believe that he picked six Penn
I have
State?
to put Levi Haynes on the Cactus graphic for winner. I don't think Mike or I agree with that. And yet here we are.
Yet here we are. We let
Because
fate.
that's what happens when you go play volleyball, I guess. He is
No,
only
it's not gonna be
himself
heads.
to blame.
Can we take a sidebar to just talk about like the Christian Piles video that had six Penn State champs?
Yeah, and people are calling you a Penn State homer.
I think it's too few.
Come on, you can't believe that.
I told you guys, I was like, I see 11 champs. I see
Yeah.
10 straight, and then Kale has to go wrestle Tom Brands.
Well, technically 11 if they win the team title too.
So they're gonna do that. I feel most confident out of anything that they're gonna win the team title more than I'd pick any other weight. Like I would say team title first, and then, you know, Mitchell Messenbrink second.
I mean, the Bartlett pick was a little bold.
It's not though. He beat Mendez
Twice.
twice.
It is. Yeah, but he would have to beat whoever is on the other side.
I would say Mendez was the number one guy until that happened.
And Vendes could very well
Beat him. Yeah,
avenge it. Yeah.
for sure. But he hasn't
Yeah.
yet. So
Yeah.
Levi Haynes for Hodge, minus the loss.
All right. Well, there's our 174. Who's the other All-Americans? So we have these four. I think, do you think Kennedy All-Americans?
I do. I do.
I think Pinto maybe for the first time.
Yeah.
Lorenzo Norman could be sneaky in the constellations.
Yeah.
Not as high on that
Do
one.
you think Cade does?
Kate or Garrett Thompson maybe they could sneak in there. I feel like this quarters is probably the weakest one out of all of them.
Yeah.
Harkla maybe.
That would be nice.
So drop a comment down below and let us know your thoughts for 174. And if you haven't done so already, you got one more day before the bracket challenge, the line fantasy lineup challenge closes. We have, as of this filming, it is 9:43 p.m. Monday, St. Patty's Day.
Italian holiday.
Aaron Gobra. That's
What?
no. Aaron Gobra. You never heard that?
No.
It was Ireland Forever. Erin go Bra. It's like
My sister-in-law and her boyfriend live
all
in
my.
Ireland.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I think they celebrate it differently than Americans do.
Happy Leif Erikson Day. Hinga
Dinga
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 durg.
durgan. You get a
So
lot of
as of
SpongeBob
this
references.
filming, there are 92. That's almost double what we had last year. Free to play. You can win some Cactus merch. So check it out in the description below. And stay tuned for 184. You're not going to want to miss that one.
Yeah,
That one's going to be good.
I
So
already know who
stay
Mike picks.
tuned. Stay tuned, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching. We are Cactus Wrestling, and we'll see you next time on our next video.